Welcome back, everybody, to another season of the Craft series. And this time, we're on Earth 4. That's right, Earth 4. Now, in previous seasons, we've done Flashcraft, we've done, Flashcraft again, we've done Backcraft, but this season, we are doing something very different from what's come before, and that is that we are going to be making one big central city that is split up into districts of a lot of our favorite fan properties. We are going to be doing a Marvel district, a Star Wars district. We're going to be doing a Tolkien district. We got them all. We're going to do all kinds of things. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it is going to be great to see all of the fun things that we're going to be doing. Now, the way this is going to work is that each of these districts will house shops just like we've done in seasons past, but all of the shops built in those districts need to correlate or be themed with that district. So, for example, if you are doing let's just say I was planning on doing a sand shop. Let's just say that. Then I very well may style it after the Lars family homestead and put a couple of moisture collectors or whatever those things are called around it and whatnot. Or say I wanted to do a flower shop. I may create a little hobbit hole that we might sell our flowers in the Tolkien district. So as you can see, there's going to be a lot of fun, but that's not all. Along with our shops and whatnot, we will also be working on big team builds, just like we've done in previous seasons. Now, first season, we did Star Labs. Second season, we did the Hall of Justice and the Legion of Doom. Third season, we did a couple of different bat areas, including the Batcave and Wayne Manor. But for this season, we are going to have one big team build per district. Now, it may be more. It may be more. We'll just have to kind of see as it goes along. And the way this is structured is that after we get done with the first three districts, then we will actually have room to expand to other districts, other fan properties, and that means other big team builds. So I'm very excited for this season and where it could go. But before we do any of that, I have got to get myself a starter base. Now, overall, my role this season is going to be that of city manager. I'm going to be very much responsible for these various districts, getting everything together, making sure that, the various builds fit stay within kind of the city parameters, and more accurately, making sure the city parameters are clear to the other crafters. So rather than doing kind of a large, home base like I did last season, I'm going to keep things kind of small personally, and also keep things pretty close to home. I don't want to be too far away from Central City, as I'm going to end up spending most of my time here working on shops and working on just the layout of everything. Now, another thing that's different this season is that I probably won't be as big into kind of the story and lore as I was in previous seasons. So as you know, I had some fun doing the whole supervillain, superhero thing, and it was great, but I also think it got a little convoluted. I mean, if I'm being totally honest, I've seen the numbers. I've seen the download numbers. I know what works, what hits in terms of this series. People seem to really love when we make the big team builds and kind of showcasing those. And yeah, they don't really like the stories. And that's fine. The stories were really more for us anyway. And we had some fun with it. But yeah, this season, don't have as much personal time for it. And I have seen what y'all like and what y'all don't necessarily like. And so yeah, we'll definitely be doing a lot more of the building and a lot less of the lore crafting. Oh my gosh, I'm about to die. I need food. I need a place to settle. You know what? Actually, it's early enough game. What if I just there we go. So like I said, I need to find myself a place that is pretty close to home, and I've been scoping out. I think I've got the perfect spot for it. Right across this little river is this little peninsula. It's kind of flat, which for what I have in mind for my starter base will work absolutely perfectly. And I think this is the spot right here. I think this is where I'm going to create my starter base. It's right across from kind of the edge of the Marble District. I say the edge. Technically, this is kind of a jutting out area. Where our team build will be kind of further off that way. But this is nice. I've got a nice little kind of river here. I can create a boat, maybe a little dock or something I think would be really nice. And that way I can go back and forth between Central City and my main base. And the other thing I really like is that for my starter base, which is also, I guess, my main base, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to make another base or not. The other thing that I really like about my starter base is that it is going to be very, let's just say it's not going to be an eyesore. I mean, not that I ever make anything that's an eyesore, but what I mean is that we've got so much that's going to be going on in the city. We don't want anything around the area to take away from everything that is going to be happening in Central City. So with me being so close, I want to make sure that my base is pretty much out of sight and out of mind. And one way to do that is by putting it in the ground. And one very abrupt time jump later, I have done quite a bit. In fact, I've got my entire starter base pretty much laid out here. I'm a little nervous, honestly, because I've been storing all of my valuables and all my resources and everything for, a lot going on here. But I've got a little bit of garden, and like I mentioned, I've got a nice little dock here to quickly go back and forth. Oh, hello, it's a trident guy. Let's just go over here. But yeah, the starter base, this will be for next episode. I've got really kind of a cool idea for it, and I'm really looking forward to showcasing that. But first, we need to head over to spawn, because as I mentioned, it has been a bit of a time jump. Whoa, hello. No, it has been a little bit of a time jump, and that is good, because some things have been happening. All of the other crafters have pretty much chosen their base locations. They've already broken ground on their bases. And I went as far out as I possibly could in search of cherry blossoms, of which I was able to find one. And as you can see, we planted a cherry blossom tree appropriately right here at spawn. And I think it's nice. It also kind of makes it it stands out here in the jungle with this big pink tree amongst all this green. And it's an easy way to find your way back to spawn very quickly. But as you can see, a couple things have popped up. We've got Will's Temporary Books and Metals kiosk that is right here, which has been good. I've actually already gotten like silk touch from his books and whatnot. I've got my own little basic book cart right here with some things. I think probably my first shop, one of my first shops anyway, is probably going to be a library of some sorts. And as reference, I've got my sand shack right here. So to try to sell some sand, because honestly, there has been very little diamonds achieved by me in all of my mining and resource gathering. I've gathered a lot of resources, but I've gotten practically no diamonds. And that's going to be a problem because we've got a lot of land that we need to acquire as we open up these districts. And speaking of which, we are going to be meeting with the other FANCRAFTers very, very soon to do just that. I have the Tolkien district all marked out by using these bamboo fences. So everything on that side of the fences is the Tolkien district, and it is now all lit up and relatively safe. I mean, granted, things spawn right here, and it's not a very secure fence by any stretch of the imagination, but it'll do the trick. It'll showcase, where people need to be, and that's really what matters. But as I mentioned, we are here because we're going to be gathering up the FANCRAFTers in a very short amount of time to open up officially the Tolkien district. And we can really only do that with like a ribbon cutting ceremony. That seems to be appropriate. Okay, I'm thinking we need a podium. That would be good. That seems official. We're going to get some speakers here on either side. Yeah, that looks good. We need some chairs. Now, while we do have all the FANCRAFTers back, all of our crafting buddies from before, they've all returned, but they're not all going to be here today because, it's the beginning of summer. A lot of people are on vacation. That's totally fine. We just need a few folks here to, have the inaugural, ribbon cutting ceremony for Tolkien Town. Let's do it maybe right here. Yeah. I guess a red ribbon would technically be more traditional, but this will kind of work. There we go. This looks official. This is right. This is what we want right here. I think this is really good. We got our little temporary stage. We got our speakers, our podium. We got our chairs. We are all ready to ribbon cut our way into the future. There we go. And the official scissors. That'll be great. That way I won't lose them. All right. So now we just need everybody to get here. Oh, you know what? I wanted to share this with you. So over the course of this season, because the big districts are going to have various tasks that are going to need to be done, I'm going to need some help. I may be city manager, but I am not doing it alone. I'm going to need some assistance from all the other crafters. And so we created a jib board. Okay. All right. So obviously it's a job board, but I misspelled jib. So we're calling it a jib board. These are the jibs. And if you do a jib, you get yourself a reward. That's how it's gonna work. So like right now, remove anything above Y65 in the Marvel district. If you complete that, you are going to get yourself a mangrove. What do you call these things? Propagules? Yeah, these things are kind of far out, and so I figure this is kind of a nice little thing. But this I thought was something kind of cool. I was thinking that for each district there might be an artifact. So one artifact per district, and what we may do is, eventually perhaps the artifacts will need to be stored inside the main builds, right? So like, for example, we've got the Ring of Power. This will end up in the, main build for the Tolkien district. But I was thinking that like, until we get to that place, we have kind of an artifact holder. So, I kind of put it out there for a jib. You do the jib, you get the artifact. You are now the artifact holder and will be responsible for placing it in that particular build. So, for example, we might do like the arc reactor for, the Marvel district, or, for Star Wars, it might be Luke's lightsaber or something like that. In fact, I'm just now realizing that kind of looks like a lightsaber, but we could probably do something better. We'll figure it out. But regardless, I think the artifacts will be pretty cool. I look forward to sharing it with the other fan crafters. Oh man, I keep wanting to say Flash or Bat crafters, but nope, they're the fan crafters. We are the fan crafters now, and oh my gosh, it's dark here. Let's get out of here, get to some safety, and see if we can meet up with our friends. Belle, it's you.
I come back to you now at the turn of the tide.
He said the thing. He said the thing. Oh man. No. All right, great. Okay. Welcome everyone to the grand opening of Tolkien Town, and along with that, the grand opening of Earth 4 Central City.
Woohoo!
All right. Thank you for the rotten flesh. Yes.
Sorry, I'm litter.
So before I cut this ribbon, there's a few things I wanted to tell you and announce. The first of which is that the decision has been made that for Tolkien Town, everyone has a free 9x9 plot to get started. So yay. Yes. I see that some shops have already kind of popped up, and so this will allow you to get to work on your builds and move your stuff away from spawn and into those builds. The next thing is, of course, about the jib board. We've talked about this and everything there, as well as the artifacts. So looking forward to seeing who gets that first artifact, because we really need to protect this place, guys. It's a little dangerous. Tolkien Town is fine, but everything else needs to be lit up as soon as humanly possible. So feel free, by the way, anytime you're at spawn, just drop some torches in the torch donation box, and that'll also help the process. So even if you're not the one that's necessarily laying down the torches every little bit.
Oh, I got a lot of coal. I can. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. So that'd be wonderful. Oh yeah. With Tolkien Town, before I officially cut it, with Tolkien Town, we want to try to be cool and neighborly. So we're going to keep everything very fresh. We're not going to do too much deforestation unless your particular build fits doing something like that. I have a feeling that some of us, if not all of us, are going to want to do hobbit holes of sorts, and that is totally cool. Feel free to be close to each other so we have a little bit more of like a Hobbiton type area. So say if you want to make a hobbit hole and you see somebody's already laid down a hobbit hole, try to build around that area and be kind of cool and groovy, and let's see if we can kind of
city
keep
manager. Why not give us our 9x9 so we're close together and say this is yours, this is yours.
Man, you got it. For Tolkien Town, we're just like finding it out, yo. I mean, like we're being cool and groovy.
All right, I'm not cool and groovy.
Yeah,
I'm Cyclops.
Different vibes for different districts, man. It's gonna be great. But anyway, so Tolkien Town, as of today, will be officially open. Star Wars District will be soon thereafter. I will announce in Discord once that open, and then Marvel District will be the last one. But that is at the moment a large priority of mine is to try to get that ready so we can get that going as well. So, yeah. Any questions before I do the big cutting? Okay. All right. See, no questions.
No,
all right. Well, then, congratulations and welcome to Tolkien Town.
Yay!
There was supposed to be more. Hang on. Do the thing.
There's two in there.
Yeah, I know. Tolkien Town. Tolkien Town. There we go. Yay! Sorry, fireworks are expensive right now, so that's all I could afford was those three.
Yeah, we're all dirt poor, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and appropriate, all things considered. So yes, go and explore. As I said, this whole marked off area is Tolkien Town, and it is all currently lit up and good to go. Well, there you have it. The fan crafters have, in fact, assembled, and I just realized I'm holding a shield. That I think that's happened a couple of times. I'm not used to having one of those, but I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious, given that I'm taking things just a little bit slower this season. And I think it's for the best. Our goal is to be focusing on big builds, creating a lot of great fan creations with the fan crafters and otherwise, and we hope that you enjoy the wonderful content coming. So here's what I need from you. If you enjoyed this video, if you're excited for this series, like and subscribe. But specifically, I want you to like, because I think what I'm going to be doing this season is kind of making content based off of the response. So if you want more, if you want another episode, go ahead and like the video. Let's say once I get 5 likes, let's keep it light at first. Let's try to get 5 likes on this video and see how it goes. And that is going to do it for us for today. But until next time, goodbye.